curious. I don't know if these two have ever played before, honestly.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. I'd have to imagine they haven't, honestly. Quinn from SoCal being more prominent name, coming out, traveling a little bit more. Skittles, of course, has been to his fair share of majors as well.
Yeah.
But I'm just not sure if these two have ever played. But we are going to see them get right into it here. Game 1, Quinn versus Skittles. Who is going to advance further into this bracket? We are on loser side top 16, so it's getting closer and closer to that perennial top 8.
Yeah, exactly. We are inching closer, and now we are at the cusp of potentially a win between either of these two folks, Quinn or Skittles. Skittles is definitely going to be trying to keep Quinn as far away from him as possible, but Quinn still has some great options like the auto reticle and the explosive flame when it gets to that max range situation.
Oh, yeah. We are seeing it out right here, though, just this flurry already. Quinn is doing a decent job of respecting things, but again, Young Link's main goal is just to chip hit you out as long as they can, and then hit one of those confirms. You don't want to get clipped by that boomerang at a close distance. You don't want to be clipped by that arrow at a close distance, so it's really important not to let Young Link get any of those startups.
Right, and you have to kind of set the conditioning early, right? Make Skittles have to hold shield a lot so you can get your grabs. That's a really, really big B&B starter for Quinn and for all Palutena players. You're looking for something. The wind box actually might have created a situation, but the drift bat does get Skittles a moment of reprieve.
Yeah, Young Link has pretty good airspeed, honestly. Honestly, decent ground speed as well. This guy moves around way quicker than he has any right to be.
That's true. Still going to be able to try to catch that that get up off of ledge, and he does. Very, very nice call out. And Skittles, this is a comfortable place to be, I'd say.
Definitely, when you have the lead as Young Link, you can really afford to play more of your game. You can afford to just chip hit at your opponent more and more and more. Quinn, though, this is Young Link's arguably weakest point, is when he does have to recover. His options are kind of limited in terms of his up B being just a little bit slow and very easily counter-hittable if he can't get that tether off right away. So
yes,
definitely got to be careful when you're recovering as Skittles. But on stage, this character's a menace, dude. This character runs neutral like it's his day job.
Oh, I know, definitely. And he's Employee of the Month at that. So we've got Quinn being able to use that back throw. This is what I wanted to see from early on, right? And we are seeing it in game 1 here. Being able to get your grabs, obviously a reliable option in a pinch, something that you are going to have to get, because when you do get in close against a Young Link, they still have a sword that you have to deal with.
All right, though, some starting damage coming up from Quinn right here. I love the explosive flame right there.
A double?
Mix up, and man, how does Skittles get back? I think that jump actually got caught too.
Oh,
big counter coming off.
Yeah, can't really pull the bomb here, so there is no other option. He is going to fall by the wayside, and that means Quinn takes one over Skittles in this and brings it to last stock for him.
That's all started with that explosive flame right there. That really just netted Quinn so much mileage. And again, that's what we want to point out, is that Young Link's biggest weakness is his recovery. It's not a bad recovery by any metric, but it's definitely a lot weaker than the majority of his kit, and it's definitely your only spot where you can really capitalize with very little fear. Right,
but I mean, Palutena on the ledge, sometimes can find a few struggles here and there, especially against the ledge trap game of a Young Link. We're not able to get that tether grab, but we're still looking for something else to get the party started. And now, on platform, I would definitely be evasive of any nair attempt that Quinn is throwing out at you.
All right, though, Quinn just doing such a good job of catching all of Skittles' landings and honestly staying within Skittles' face. That was a very interesting counter right there as well.
Whoa, and followed the fallback from Skittles. Quinn is absolutely going to be looking for something bigger here.
All right, I like that bailout immediately, though, just retreating to the platform. He didn't want to get caught in front of the ledge by Skittles anymore. Okay, big dash attack. That was such a good opportunity to use that too, since that will plow right through Young Link trying to charge arrow right in your face.
Countering the Zaire, that's a new one.
Ooh, another counter, kind of checking Skittles from mashing there a little bit.
Yep, and now we're getting the reflector too. I mean, that definitely has like dual use, so we are getting a lot of leverage out of that one. But hey, the call out up B almost does the job. We got a little bit of rage cooking for this this tiny young man, and we're dangerously close to death here too. Yo!
Oh, tried to go for the dare right there to cap it off, but not going to do it just yet.
Yeah, I went too high with that, and then thought maybe you have a chance here. No, back air still won't do it. You are going to get the counter this time. That is going to be enough to take it, and that's Quinn with game 1.
Big pop off from Quinn as well. just using counter really, really smartly in that matchup. I mean, it can really checkmate you in situations where Young Link really doesn't have any other resources left to recover. And can also, like, that counter's not amazing in any metric. It's just a normal counter. The hitbox is directly in front of Palutena as well. But against a character like Young Link, who is going to primarily be hitting right in front of you.
Exactly.
It's perfect for it.
Exactly. The range on that sword means that he has to get close. He has to get up close and personal, and that's where Palu can actually benefit the most here. So Quinn has been getting that in spades, and now Skittles is going to have to reconcile, like, how can I actually figure out my hit confirms and putting myself in a combo position without making myself unsafe like that.
Okay, though, getting himself put into the corner with that overzealous edge guard right there. Skittles, doesn't matter, actually has the bomb perfectly set up for the follow-up, and he's chasing this damage so well.
Yep. Going to be able to shield that auto reticle, getting right in with another tether grab. Now, Quinn is starting to hold shield, as you should, against Young Link, but it has its deficits as well.
All right, though, big boomerang. That could have been, but Quinn doing a nice tech off the platform right there. And now we're seeing Skittles just kind of get in control of the pacing right here. A lot of these projectiles have been netting their mark. Quinn has kind of abandoned trying to use counter because he's been way too close to use it safely.
Right, and I'm still thinking about the block string that was back air on shield into Nair that actually sent you off stage. Like, this character, what is it?
He can do more than one aerial in the air, too. Like, if he does, a lot of Young Links will do back air right in front of you, and he can still pop a Nair right before he lands. So.
Exactly, right? Why not? He needs it, right? So we're going to get one of those long-lasting moves. Now, Quinn is not having any of those. Skittles has been a little bit notorious for going for some of those long-lasting up airs and down airs to try to do those lingering call-outs. But this time, Quinn is absolutely on top of it.
Yeah, Quinn just staying very, very patiently, avoiding these chip hits and these projectiles. Skittles actually going to get netted by that explosive flame right there.
Good grab and then immediate Z-drop forced Skittles back into shield, and this is exactly what you're looking for, using the tools against him. It's the only projectile you can really use against him, so it's like you got to do something here. And the reflector has been doing work, but otherwise, yeah, Skittles is still doing great stuff here, getting strings.
Quinn looking a little bit clunky here, though, kind of falling right into all of these boomerangs from Skittles. And actually, the teleport going to get called out, but excellent angle by Quinn to make it back. And just these reads from Quinn have been so solid this game, both that up smash before and with these explosive flames.
That's right, looking for that run-up reversed up tilt. Now, that's an interesting little call-out that I've seen Skittles go for consistently enough, and Quinn is going to stay aerial, but that is a persistent threat. Now we're going to have to be careful not to get up into the up smash.
Excellent stuff from Quinn right there on that block string as well. Trying to keep space. Tried to go for the back here, I think, with the perfect spacing, but that down air actually going to poke its way through into netting Skittles another stock.
Exactly. Going to be able to get both hits off of this into the up air. Again, it's those long-lasting moves that Skittles is getting so much off of, and that's a lot of damage that Quinn can't sleep on.
That's true. Those normals do last quite a bit in both down air and also neutral air. That thing stays out pretty much until Young Link hits the ground.
Exactly. So going to have to look for some of these dares in neutral. Quinn special. Just going to be fishing for the down tilt. I mean, we haven't seen much of these two frames yet, especially since it's so hard on a tether grab. But now, hanging there for a little bit too long means now catch the air dodge. Nice little frame trap. You love to see it. Quinn is following up on the signs. Has to find the answers here, though, quickly because, yep, now one more fair will probably seal the deal.
Skittles going deep off stage for that one. Might have been a little bit of a misinfo right there, but it actually helps Quinn get back on stage, but missing the tech on the platform. Skittles is going to take that game too. This is a very, very solid set we're seeing so far from both players.
Absolutely. We are bringing it to even. Quinn and Skittles, this has been back and forth thus far, and there's an obvious reason why. Is because they are adapting properly and they are using the right tools. Each of these characters can find advantages against their opponent here. I mean, this is definitely one of those, like, interesting matchups that you get to see that is looking rather even.
For sure. I mean, it's just the way these two are playing around each other as well. Like, this is just solid Smash Brothers at its best. You know, you're seeing Quinn capitalize on a lot of these and waiting, being very, very patient on a lot of these punishes, as well as Skittles really doing a good job of finding his opportunities to get and close out these stocks. He has caught so many errant double jumps from Quinn in the air with these forward airs and been leading Skittles to victory. Yeah,
absolutely. So trying to get off the ledge already is Quinn. Skittles has pushed them there instantly in 10 seconds, and now Quinn going there themselves. I mean, you're giving up stage control willingly. I hope you are able to take something for it, and so far, it is a little bit of damage.
All right, again, you can't really land too safely. No double jump on Skittles just left, but again, this being town, there are plenty of places you can retreat to when you're in danger.
Yep, but still trying to follow it up. It does hit the down tilt on shield, so has to kind of disengage, but we're right back in it. Obviously, Skittles, I mean, might back off, but then it's really just a fake out. Like, goes right back in with some of these reversed options.
All right, the huge bear coming up for Quinn. This is a huge edge guard, too. There's no double jump right here, and using the counter perfectly. My man knows what to do, but actually loses his stock bird as well.
You've got to be kidding me. Quinn, of all the things you could do, you SD at the moment where you solidify the stock lead. It is gone already before it even starts.
But we got the Wheel of Fortune coming out. Vanna White about to approach us any minute now, as 68 has already been tacked on to Skittles.
Yo, okay, so yeah, you're right. I mean, it is definitely going to still look good for Quinn, but you hate to see the wind kind of sucked out of the room right there because of it. Skittles is now trying to get something here, a little bit greedy on the shield, but now you can see Quinn had to back off. It's not time for your turn just yet.
That's the thing. Even after that up B, it does have it has a little bit of cooldown, but honestly a relatively low amount. The only out of shield option that Palu really has on short characters is Dare, and Youngling could just act out way too quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously Quinn had to back off. There's no choice there. Otherwise, you put yourself in an unfavorable position, much like this one. We are going to die off of that. And Quinn, I'm wondering if that SD is now the death knell of this game.
All right, now Skittles, again, we are seeing the death ball start here, though. Skittles already racking up more and more damage, keeping the ball rolling. That's one thing Skittles has really been good at, is just keeping his head in the game, you know, not letting these stocks, whether he takes one or loses one, affect his momentum. I feel like Quinn is reeled back in agony as if he's being hit in real life.
Cannot believe this. After all of that, what an amazing, impressive start. Skittles, literally unperturbed, finds his way back in, and what a reversal that was.
Skittles, man, running with momentum so beautifully, and that's the thing. That's the benefit Youngling has, to his credit. Every time he gets a stray hit, he can capitalize on it depending on how the opponent reacts. If you even drop your guard for 1 second, you're getting hit by an arrow, or a bomb, or a boomerang, or even one of those incredibly safe aerials that Youngling has at his disposal.
Here's the thing. I did look up the stats. Quinn has one set against Skittles, 1-for-1, and that was back in Blood 3 6 months ago. Now Quinn, pushed to the wall here, is down 1 game to 2. That one's got to be a bit of a heartbreaking end, but you can still pull it back. You can still bring it to game 5.
You know, it's all about how Quinn is opening as well. You know, we did see the mistake, and then the stock lead was pretty much just dissipated there as soon as Quinn SD'd.
Yeah.
So, but this game already, Skittles is off to such a hot start. And again, nothing you can do to punish that out of shield unless maybe you try to turn around, grab or something.
Right.
But even that is at it. Quinn finding visible frustration right now and trying to stop getting hit by Skittles.
Right, and you have to micromanage your opponent's projectiles, knowing that the boomerang is going to be coming back, going to pop you up and lead you into things like arrow, like forward air. You have to be aware of that at all times. And right now, Quinn is just losing focus, it seems. Might be tunnel visioning a little bit, and the desperation starting to set in.
There's just been no time as well. Every time Quinn has attempted to counter zone, there's an arrow flying right at his face. Just can't get a hit in on Skittles right now. Skittles is just barraging him with all of these small hits. That's a re-grab on the ledge right there as well.
Okay.
All right.
A flub from Skittles means that Quinn was thinking that he could get back in, but just kidding. Now, that was still a perfect stock despite the whiff.
Looking very, very scary. Now, this is such a huge lead for Skittles as we get into this game 4 right here. It's ridiculous. It's just insane how well Skittles has just been able to keep the ball rolling. Quinn needs to find some sort of momentum, and that dare might be the thing that gets him back into it, but he goes too deep.
You've got to be kidding me.
How many times will this happen? Nerve, how many times is this going to happen?
He tried to do it. He did what you thought you should do, but you went too far with it. You fast fell too fast, and now you are just losing another stock for it.
Like, the ideas are definitely there for Quinn. It's just the execution hasn't been working out for him.
I know, and unfortunately, like, that's the one of the few things he can do. He's going to taunt anyway. It's Skittles. What can you do?
Got to build that calcium intake as quickly as you can.
Exactly. Got milk.
Oh, but recovers to the platform. You can tell that Skittles is clearly in Quinn's head at this point. You know, just trying to add insult to injury with these taunts.
I know. You got to be careful here. I feel like, Quinn's a little optimistic, and Skittles is just playing with his food.
Oh, yeah. And the fist bump being extended. Quinn giving it up to him as well.
Quinn knowing, like, look, It is what it is.
My boy went in for the kill shot on that one.
Sheesh. Yeah, I feel for Quinn, but good stuff to Skittles for clutching it out. I mean, even though he was able, he was given stocks for free practically, he still did not rest. He was still going to play the same game, and he still kept the same mindset. He was focused, and unfortunately, Quinn just lost that focus.
Yeah, for real. And I think Skittles being locked in was good. And even at the end, just starting to play with his food, abusing the lack of end lag on a lot of Young Link's moves there. Quinn just couldn't find the opening at all. It was ridiculous.
It's okay, we ball. It is what it is. You got to do what you got to do.
We ball.
We ball.
I think that's as good of a mantra as ever to really propel us. But before we get back into the Smash action, let's just take a breather for a second for a quick break. We'll be seeing you guys back real soon.